I always remember the time my dad's body was taken out of the bedroom, and my sister coming to the window hours later, and having in this sound, and I always described people as the quiet before a snowstorm. That experience stayed with me. Fast forward to my son's birth in 2017, home birth, born, I look out the window, and once again I hear the silence of before a snowstorm, and the two resonated with me. I remember the first day we heard our son's heartbeat. Our midwife said when she was done accompanying life into the world, she would sit with people as they died. I did some research on INELDA and signed up for the training. I found a place of belonging. I found a place of open conversation about death. I found people that were curious. I found people that were scared. I used to be petrified of death. And so I found this community of people that were approaching it from their own experiences. And I connected in my own way because I had my own story. Fast forward a few months, I reach out to the organization, want to help. Like, what can I do? How can I help? I want to have more impact than just me being a doula in my community. What can I do? And one of the founders was gracious enough to let me join her, and we called it the Cottage. And for the next year, I volunteered there.
The work that INELDA has been doing over the past decade has been tremendously crucial to elevate our competency and the knowledge and awareness towards end-of-life care in the community. INELDA have trained over thousands of doulas who are working across the globe to support people who are facing the end of life and people who are grieving. With increasing complexity of death, with increasing numbers of death, and more families are facing the loss of the loved ones. I think INELDA plays an even more important role moving forward to be able to provide training, supervision, support to doulas who are aspiring to practice in the community.
I think about this one patient. She was in her 90s, a beautiful soul. She had a lot on her mind. And so I said, oh, are you in pain? And she says, every day, every minute of every day. They've offered me medication, but I'm only going to do this once, and I want to experience it. Meaning, she's only going to die once. She said, there's one thing that I have not been able to tell anyone. I said, why don't we write a letter, or you write a letter? And so she dictated it to me, and we ripped it up and everything, and then we just sat, quietly, very comfortable in being silent. She had a little brightness to her eyes. She always had very peaceful eyes anyway, even though she was in a lot of pain. That was it. We said our goodbyes. Off I went, and about an hour and 15 minutes later, her son called me to say that she died. I think that was the last thing she needed to do, that last bit of business she needed to complete.
I've always had an ease with death. Death has never been something I'm afraid of in terms of my own death. Of course, other people's death has struck me down at times, like it does to all of us humans. So I've been present at a few of them before this happened, this introduction to INELDA. The INELDA training really opened up my eyes to what kind of work this is. It's doing one's death work makes our lives more rich and more complete. So instead of ignoring that death exists, why not grab a hold of it and do the work necessary to live a fuller life?
Tim was diagnosed with rectal cancer in the fall of 2022. At that point, when he was diagnosed, it was already stage 4. And for several months, we were hopeful. He was hopeful. He was really, really trying to survive. And we got to a point several months in where it became clear that his time with us was limited and that he was going to die. We have a teenage daughter, and we were obviously navigating this huge thing, and it was overwhelming. It was sad. It was confusing. There were lots of pieces, logistical and practical pieces to consider, as well as some of the bigger questions around how were we going to parent through this? How were we going to spend our time together and approach the time of death itself? There was a point where we called in Bones, and that was really wonderfully supportive. Bones helped us get on the same page and helped us have some of those more difficult conversations, not only just the two of us, but some of the conversations that we had with our daughter, and also some of the conversations that involved communicating with our extended family.
We need more death doulas, and we also need to make sure that people understand the significance of this role. And so the more we talk about the importance of having doulas in place, the more we educate people on what doulas actually do. We must make this a part of the normal process of healthcare. And until that is a part of the normal process of healthcare, people are going to struggle with death in healthcare settings. And so I think we can do a great service to those who come into our care by, upfront educating people and letting them know the importance of it.
Understanding that in the dying process there was a gap. There was a gap in human connection, which sparked this organization, which drove Henry and Janie and Jerry to launch this. And here we are 10 years later, identifying, I'll say, more gaps, complementing other systems as we navigate this death care space and honor people's autonomy, self-determination, wishes, desires at end of life.
One other thing that I really love is that there is a humility in the space, there's a humility in the organization and in the members of it, such that we like to learn about how things can be better, right? So this happens from the core of those who are leading the organization and into the space of serving the community, right? So we're constantly learning how to be better, how to serve better, how to inspire more, how to motivate. We create these spaces of community, of belonging, of supporting the movement from the core out. How we share this and how we learn from those who come to learn from us makes us better people. And therefore, we are contributing to a better humanity.